Hi, this is Natalie with Imago Ujjayi Yoga, here to bring you some more yoga basics. Today we're going to be focusing on breath. In my in-person classes especially, I have people talking to me about how they struggle to know when to inhale, when to exhale, to even just remember to breathe. So we're going to be going over that today. We're going to learn something called Ujjayi breathing. We have talked about it before in previous videos, but I'm kind of starting over, going over the basics from teaching how to do a Sun A and Sun B. Now we're going to include breath with our Sun A and Sun B. And then in later videos, we're going to kind of go over like what else we can add, like warm up, cool down, balancing, that sort of thing, building up to a nice full 30-minute vinyasa flow. So today, again, we're learning breath. So let's go ahead and get started as I walk back to my mat. And please, if you enjoy my content at all, I would appreciate some thumbs up and also your subscribes. Very much helpful to me, and your comments as well. Like if something else needs more explanation, or if there's something you want to see in the future, please leave a comment. I would really appreciate that. All right, so go ahead and find a nice comfortable seat, and we're going to spend a little extra time just learning how to breathe, okay? So go ahead and get comfy. Roll the shoulders down and back. Let them be relaxed. Check in on the neck. You can shut down the eyes to help kind of hone your focus into the breath. So we're just going to take it nice and easy at first. So just take a nice big inhale in through the nose and out the mouth. Just breathe it out. Do that again. Big inhale and let it go. All right, this time I'm going to have you take a bigger inhale, and I want you to put your hands on your stomach and try to push it out. Maybe put one hand on your stomach and one hand on your chest. And the goal is going to be to not let this chest rise, but this is the stomach. So you're going to try to take the breath all the way down into the stomach, okay? So big inhale and release it out. One more time like that. Big inhale and release. Awesome. Okay. So next we're going to start to come into what is called the Ujjayi breath. And the Ujjayi is you're going to take it in through the nose, down deep into the body, but when you breathe out with like So we're going to practice that first. It's kind of like you're like fogging up a window or something, that kind of sound coming from the back of the throat. So let's just focus on that. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Do that again. Big inhale. Exhale. And this is the type of breath you can take with you throughout the entire yoga practice. However, sometimes it helps to warm up the body if you do that same breath, but with the mouth closed. So we're going to try that this time, just so you have the variety. The open mouth is more of a cleansing breath, like you're just, especially if you're doing, it's kind of hard, like your muscles are tired, taking that big inhale and that like a hard breath out, that helps a lot. But if you're trying to warm up the body instead, it helps to have that mouth closed. Okay, so go ahead and take an inhale. Ha breath, mouth closed. So the breath is coming out the nose, obviously, but you're still having that ha, the same kind of feeling in the back of the throat as you exhale, just coming up through the nose. Okay, so let's do that again. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, big inhale. Try to pooch that stomach out. Exhale, nose. All right, just to make sure we got it, especially if this is brand new to you, we're going to do that again. We're going to start open mouth. We'll do 3 breaths, open mouth, and then 3 breaths, closed mouth, all with that breath. Remember, it's kind of like you're fogging up that window. Same idea, okay? So go ahead, shut down the eyes so you can focus. Big inhale into that stomach. Open mouth, exhale. 2 more like that. Big inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale. All right, now close the mouth, but still that ha breath, like you're fogging up the window, except now it's coming out the nose, all right? Big inhale. Two more, inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Awesome. All right. Now the next thing to learn to know when to breathe is it's very simple. So every time you're expanding, so arms, legs, or body is reaching out, you have extra room, right? So it makes sense to actually inhale as you're expanding. And then every time you're coming in towards yourself, you're exhaling. So you're bending the elbows in, you're bending the knees in, you're crunching down. Exhale so you have more room to come in. So that's the basic concept of it. Now, as we're going through the yoga, you might think, okay, well, is this expanding or contracting? You're going through a lot when you're just trying to learn the poses. So I'm going to guide us through knowing when to breathe, when to exhale. I kind of do that already, but this time we're going to focus in, like really hone in on when you breathe what. All right. So let's go ahead and come into a tabletop pose. And this one's kind of the easiest one. Well, I think it's pretty easy anyway. So get those hands under your shoulders, knees under hips, and we're gonna roll through cat and cow. So when you're doing cow, you're dropping that stomach and lifting the chest. So this is kind of an expansion because you're elongating the front of the body. So you just go ahead and inhale, bringing that air in as you look up. And then you're exhaling as you contract in. So you're bringing that tummy up and in toward the rib cage, tucking that tailbone, reaching the head back even, exhaling. All right, so inhale to drop that stomach, lift that chest and look up, expanding. Exhale, contract, bring that pelvis in, crunch the abs, look back towards your thighs. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, drop that stomach, lift that chest, look up. Exhale, arch the back, coming in tight. 1 more round. Inhale, drop that stomach, lift that chest, look up. Exhale, arch the back, coming into cat. Looking back towards your thighs. Exhale. All right, come to a neutral spine. You can inhale as you do that because you're still expanding. Even though you're not doing a big old stretch, you're still expanding, coming in from that or out of that contraction rather. So you inhaled, and now we're going to go down into a child's pose. So yeah, you might have guessed it, we're going to exhale. So take an inhale if you've already exhaled and need to do again. So inhale, and then push it back into that child's pose. So big toes together, knees are right, and your body's sinking down. Yeah, you're crunching in, you're coming in. And then while you're down here, you can still take a few breaths. So come back to that Ujjayi breath if you lost it, bringing air in through the nose, and exhaling it out. Do it open mouth or closed mouth. The choice is yours. Just make sure you're still getting that ha breath. Big inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Take a big breath. And exhale it out. All right, we're about to come up, so you're going to inhale to come up. Expanding, bringing yourself up. And then we're going to come in to our plank and work our way up into a down dog. So once you're ready, inhale again to come into that plank pose. And again, you can modify that plank coming down to your knees, find your plank pose, and then guess what? It's exhale to come into down dog because you're crunching the chest toward the thighs. Exhale, downward facing dog. So coming into down dog is exhale. All right, so take a few breaths while you're here. So you still want to keep breathing in every pose you are in. So big inhales in through that nose, open mouth exhale for down dog is usually the best. But if you still want to warm up the body, total closed mouth is fine. Just keep breathing wherever you're at. Taking deep breaths still. Feeling that lift up and back. Take another big inhale and exhale. And now while you're in down dog, you're going to inhale again. And this time, exhale while you walk forward as we come into an even deeper crunch as we bring the feet toward the hands. Now we're really coming into it, all right? Inhale to come up into that half lift. You're making space by coming up. I've expanded. So half lift, when you're coming from down here and you're coming up that half lift, this is an inhale. Big inhale in. And then when we go back down, it's exhale because you crunch in. See how that works? All right, but then while you're holding a pose, again, keep breathing, still having that inhale and exhale. And you can feel it too while you're in a forward fold or something like this. When you inhale, you're pushing up, you're expanding, right? And as you exhale, you're making room, you're sinking in deeper. Go ahead and inhale for that half lift again, coming up. Exhale, drop it back down. Inhale, you're gonna reach it up. Get your big stretch. This one's pretty obvious, right? Big expansion, palms together, and exhale it down to heart center because you're bringing the hands closer to the body. So we inhale to reach up, exhale to bring it back in. if that makes sense. All right, press down in to the mat. And now we're gonna do some more breathing, but this time you're gonna breathe more up into the chest as you focus on that lift. So I tell you sometimes to grab your own rib cage and feel that lift. It helps you figure out which muscles to use to lift up through the body. It's all through the core, even up into the thighs. Tailbone is tucked a little bit. Big inhale, reaching up. You can bring the hands together. Inhale, feel that lift. Exhale, focus on the earth below you. Do that again. Big inhale, reach up. Exhale, focus on that earth. All right, inhale to expand up, reaching up, stretching up, get your stretch. Exhale, forward, folding it. All right, take a moment to come back to that Ujjayi breath. If you lost it, big inhale in through the nose, ha breath out. Then inhale up halfway. Exhale, take it all the way down, planting the hands and stepping it back into a plank. And you lower down into a chaturanga, and then guess what? Inhale for an upward facing dog because you're expanding the front of the body. Feel that? And then you exhale it back for a downward facing dog, pushing those hips up and back. And then take a few breaths. Big inhale in through the nose, ha breath out. Keep on breathing, big inhales. And exhale. All right, now we're going to do a warrior one. So it's going to be the right side warrior one. So we start with the left foot. You step the left foot up, just half step to the edge of the mat, putting the heel down so it's at an angle, and then step the right foot up a little bit farther, and halfway up the mat at the opposite edge. Once you have that set, we're going to expand up. So get ready, big inhale as you slowly come up. Big inhale. Reaching up tall, big expansion here. And then exhale it out once you find it, grounding down with that exhale. Then we'll take a couple breaths, reaching up, feeling that stretch like we do in mountain. And then exhale, feeling the ground below us as we exhale. Again, inhale, expanding, reaching up. Exhale, grounding it down, feeling the ground below us. All right, one more inhale up. And then crunching down, exhale it all out. As we plant the hands and step the back foot up to meet the front for our forward fold. Inhale it up halfway. Expanding up, exhale, crunching it down, sinking into the body. Then inhale, reach it up all the way. Nice big stretch. Lots of room, palms together. Exhale it down to heart center as you bring the hands back toward the body. Find that Ujjayi, big inhale. Ha breath out. Inhale and feel the body lift up. Exhale it out. All right, inhale, arms up, get your stretch. Exhale, forward fold it, plant those hands, and step it back to your plank as you continue that really long exhale. Then push it up for that big inhale into your upward facing dog, nice back bend. And then exhale again for that downward facing dog. And breathe. Find your breath and find your down dog. If you are new to yoga, make sure you have that lift up and back, trying to push up and back through the hips. Keep the fingers spread wide to help alleviate some of the pressure on the wrists. Chest sinking toward the thighs, neck is loose, looking back toward the thighs as well. Take another big inhale. Exhale. All right, we're going to come in left side, warrior one. So first we step the right foot up just a little bit, half step up to one edge, heel down to the mat so the foot is at an angle, and then left foot steps up midway on the mat on the opposite corner. And then big expansion. So inhale slowly as we come up. Take your time, don't get dizzy. Reach it up, nice big stretch up. You can adjust your stance if you want to, making sure the hips are squared to the front of the mat as you reach up. Inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, press it into the mat. Again, inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, press it down. All right, one more inhale up. Then exhale, forward fold it, planting those hands, stepping the back foot up to meet the front, big crunch in. Inhale up, halfway, expanding. Exhale down, collapse it into your forward fold. Make sure those knees are bent, stomach connected to thighs. Then inhale it up all the way. Nice big stretch. Palms together. Exhale it down to heart center as you bring the hands back toward the body. And find your mountain, planting firmly into the earth. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, ground it down. All right, inhale the arms up. And this time we're gonna have a seat into chair. And guess what? That's an exhale because you're sinking down. Even though nothing's necessarily coming toward the body. Well, actually, yeah, your feet are coming closer to the body because you're bending your knees. So that's why you would exhale as you come down. So this is collapsing or crunching in, whatever you want to call it. Keep that tailbone tucked, chest lifted, fake chair. Keep breathing. Real chair pose, but no chair to be sat in. That was the joke. Big inhale, keep breathing. The thigh work is real. Inhale, push it up. Lift that chest, back bend as an inhale as we push the chest forward and up. And then exhale, crunching it down forward. We'll hang out in this forward fold. Make sure the stomach is connected to the thighs. Neck is loose with the crown of the head reaching for the ground. Eyes looking at the knees. Still breathing. And then go ahead and inhale it up again to half lift. Exhale, bring it down, planting the hands and stepping it into the plank, lowering down to the mat, and then pushing it up into that upward facing dog. And then exhaling it back, downward facing. Take a few breaths. You can pedal the feet if you want to, getting a little extra stretch as you breathe. Find your Ujjayi breath, that big inhale in, hot breath out. One more time, big breath. Breathe it out. All right, take another big inhale, and as you exhale, walk the feet forward for your forward fold. Crunching it in. Inhale, take it up to that half lift, expanding. Exhale it down, crunching in, big inhale up. Reaching up, palms together, and down to heart center. Awesome. Now go ahead and plant those feet, do a mountain pose, big inhale. And exhale. And we're gonna do another inhale and try to come into toe stand like we did before. So coming onto the tips of the toes and sinking down to the heels. This is an exhale, because yeah, we're crunching in, making ourselves into a smaller person. What am I talking about? So I'm on top of my heels, hips are over heels, shoulders over hips. If this is too hard, maybe you're not able to come down all the way, you're just getting a nice thigh work, that's fine. Let's go ahead and have a seat to the ground and come into butterfly pose. You'll inhale to straighten the back, exhale, come to forward. So yeah, I use the inhale to straighten that back because we're expanding up, we're getting that straight back, and then we're exhaling to bring it forward, making more room for our fold. And then keep breathing. Don't just exhale and leave it there. Keep breathing even as you're in the fold. And go ahead and bring it back up. Bring those knees together and push it out in front of you. We're going to do a forward fold sitting. So inhale those arms up again. Exhale, fold it forward. Again, you can still bend those knees for a gentler stretch. I can stretch my back this way, as well as a gentle stretch on the hamstrings. Keep breathing. Then inhale it up, expanding up. And then we're going to lay down on the mat. So you're going to take those arms out, and when we roll back toward the mat, we are expanding, right? So we're going to be making more room because we're going, what would be up, we're going to be going back. So if I were on my feet, what would this be? This would be the half lift. And I'm going into a mountain, but on my back. So take those arms out in front of you, and then inhale as you lay down. Take your time with it. And it's okay to take shallow breaths too, especially if you're really trying to work that core and go slow instead of just taking one big inhale. But then once you hit the mat, really stretch it up. And then lay back down. Gonna start to bend those knees up into the chest. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, really bend them in close, hug them in tight. And then while you're crunched in, just take those little breaths. I think it's when people are crunched in that's when they tend to forget to breathe the most. That or when they're really straining on a muscle. They try to hold the breath, but you gotta keep breathing. Your body needs the air, right? Go ahead and take those feet up, big inhale because you're expanding. Feeling that lift up through the legs, feet flexed. Then take another big inhale, you exhale. You can hug them in again. Rock side to side if you want to. Keep breathing. And then we're going to come into a twist. So expand the arms out. And twisting is also exhaling because you want to make more room inside the body for the twist. So take a big inhale and then you exhale, twist it over. And then what happens now is when you inhale, you might feel you come out of your twist just a little bit, but as you exhale, you might be able to twist a little bit deeper. But listen to your body, don't force anything. Just inhale and exhale. Still finding that breath even here. It can become a little bit more shallow as we're relaxing, but still mindful, still paying attention. Then inhale, knees back to the center as we come out of that fold or twist. Take another inhale in. Exhale, knees the other direction. So again, same idea, taking several breaths. Feeling how the twist feels as you inhale versus how it feels as you exhale. Keep feeling that breath for a few more. Couple more breaths. Knees back to center. Coming out of the twist. Let your spine relax for a second. You can move the knees around if you want. Feeling how the spine feels against the mat. And then take the feet straight back up into the air, flexing the feet, coming into water. We're going to hold it for a second, getting a nice core activation. You're still breathing. And in case you missed it, when I lifted up, that would be an exhale as we come up and expand up. Keep breathing. And then we're going to lower down into a brief Shavasana. So you take a big inhale, and exhale is taking the legs down because you're expanding. But again, if you're going real slow because you want to get that with core activation, you can keep taking shallow breaths. Don't just hold your breath after you run out of exhale. Taking it slow as you can to bring it down. If this does not feel good on the spine, just bend the knees into the chest and let them out one at a time. And once you get down, relax everything. Maybe take another deep inhale in and out. If you feel any tension anywhere, just imagine targeting that area with the breath. It helps signal the brain to help that area relax. It usually takes between 3 to 5 breaths for a muscle to respond to that air. Couple more breaths as you try to relax. Check in on the forehead. Make sure it's relaxed. Jaws unclenched. Your body is heavy against the mat. You can start to let the breath become more shallow. So you just relax for a few moments longer.
to start to come back up. So come back into those really deep breaths. While we're on our back, let's focus on expanding this time both the stomach and the chest. So first target the stomach. And breathe into the chest. And exhale. Take long exhales. See how long you can get it. In toward the center. I almost messed this up. Sorry about that. And then roll over to the side. And then you'll inhale to push yourself up. Coming into a seated position. If any of that was confusing or too hard, just keep trying. It does take a lot of practice to get your breath to connect to the movement, but eventually it'll become like second nature. You just have to keep on it, keep practicing. You'll get there, okay? All right, while we're in this seat, let's take a few more breaths together. Big inhale. Exhale, let it go. One more time, big breath in. Exhale, release. All right, next inhale, expand those arms up. Touching the palms together, exhale, hands down. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.